It's also going to get that 1-2 knockout punch from the missile turret as well. But pushing it across the map, we've got a nice little line of Zerglings. So about 12 Zerglings making their way across the map. And are they going to try and make it up into the main? Nope, they are making a beeline for that command center. So they should be able to easily take down those Marines. But out comes a Hellion to roast up. Well, they were trying to roast up the Zerglings. Should be enough to clear it out now if he's smart about it. So roasty toasty Zerglings going down. That should let that command center finish with no problem whatsoever. And if we get a peek at the production, Infernal Preigniter is coming out for Krazed. He's also getting a couple of Vikings to help deal with any further Mutalisk harassment. Hydralisk Den going up, as well as still extending the Creep Tumors. Metabolic boost for the Zerglings just to help them get them their speed upgrade finally, get them across the map, and killing stuff that much quicker. So, if Sean continues with the ground army, a nice grouping and use of Hellions will definitely do the trick to keep him safe once that Infernal Preigniter comes up. And grooved spines, so research for the Hydralisk Den getting underway. It looks like we're probably going to see some Hydras popping out this game. But I like what Sean's got going on right now, because he's got the option for Zerglings, Banelings, Mutalisks, Zerglings, Hydralisks, and Banelings. So he's got a decent ability to switch between different unit compositions. I mean, he could still Baneling bust and rush in the Zerglings through the front door. He's got the option to get Mutalisks in to harass, and Hydralisk can just do devastating things. So, alright, the gas going up with the expansion. Zerg's still just sticking to the one expansion. And he has got a boatload of money. He's just saving it up, not spending it on anything except for research right now. Let's take a look at the units. Yeah, 12 Banelings burrowed, 4 Zerglings, which are making their way across the map now. So probably going to do a little bit of scouting and a little bit of harassment on that mineral line, which is completely undefended at the moment. So they're running in there. They should have that metabolic boost done by now. And that is not a quick response. Finally, out come the Hellions for the Infernal Preigniters. So luckily it didn't do a whole lot of damage to the SCV line, but it did take out a couple. Actually, taking a look at the units lost tab right now, it is in the Zerg player's favor, so Sean does have the advantage where he's lost 39 units worth only... No, wait, 41 units. What the... I missed that. So, harassing him up in the base, there is a Viking assault going on, taking down all sorts of angry Mutalisks, and you can see the Overlords running into protection at the middle of the base. Up pop the Hydras, so it's time for those Vikings to get out. 45 units lost, so alright, it's a fairly close game now. 3350 for resources lost for the Zerg player, 3100 for our Terran player Krazed. And on the map, so we've got 4 Vikings, 1 siege tank, 2 medevacs. We've got 2 more medevacs in production, another siege tank on the way. And does he have... Yep, he's already got the siege technology researched, so he's going to be able to lock down that front base. Maybe use some scans to his advantage. I mean, if I was Krazed, what I would do is just try and sneak a couple of units into the smoke here. He's got the medevacs to do it, so drop 2 tanks and a whole bunch of Marines. You can use the Marines, you can use the Marauders, and the Hellions, just to lure people... just to lure the defenders back into range, or you can just start shelling things from back here. I mean, you could... Not 100% sure, but he might be able to hit that spine crawler from the smoke. And having the Marines out there should give him all the vision he needs to do that. And the Hydralisks, where are they hiding? So they're clumped up nice and close to the base, but they're going to make their way down into the Expo. That is a lot of Hydralisks. How many is it? 31 Hydralisks out on the map right now. Terran players got 33 Marines, 2 siege tanks, 5 Vikings, 4 medevacs, 8 Hellions, and a whole mess of workers. So, just kind of curious. Okay, so Krazed is back in the advantage with the minerals. Unfortunately, he's not taking my advice on where he should be dropping the units for the attack, so he's going to try and do some harass down here at the bottom. Unfortunately, he's going to run into all of those Hydralisks and quickly taking out one of those medevacs. So that was definitely a huge loss of, well, resources and a beautiful surprise attack. Unfortunately now, Sean is aware that Krazed is going to be going for some kind of a drop on him. So he's just going to keep an eye on this area up here. And you can see he's also got the Spore Crawler up just in case he tries to make another slip down this way or do something funky with the mineral line. So take another peek at production. So he is upgrading the missile attacks for Sean. And as Hydralisks, we've got Marauders, Vikings, and Marines still being built. And the Hydra army is going to push out against the Terran here. I think we should be able to hold this off. The Hellions are doing huge damage, especially with the siege tanks shelling from where they're able to sit at on the high ground and the low ground. So that softened that army up quite a bit. It's just a matter of, can the siege tanks take care of them? So the Hydra's focusing on the planetary fortress. Probably not the best decision. I mean, I would have tried to get some kind of vision up here and take down that siege tank, but hey, I'm not playing this game. So that pretty much wiped out the entirety of the army for Sean. He's got nothing being rebuilt right now except for a few overlords. Creep Highway is pretty much right up to Krazed's front door. And the army for Krazed, still a fairly significant size. He's got a siege tank, which is parked up here on base defense, 36 Marines, and it looks like there's going to be another Viking assault on the Zerg base, who has now mined out his gas at the main. Just about mined out of minerals, not too much left. Just getting lightly hit by that Spore Crawler, and they're going to work on taking out the Overlords, one-shotting the gushy little... all kinds of nasty, landing them down, trying to take out the mineral line, the Hydralisks. Those guys are going to melt pretty quickly. Queen should go down, and he needs to back these guys up, and he should be able to do a perfect harass on the mineral line without getting hit. So he does just that, and he's going to drop them down behind the mineral line and start wasting those drones. So wisely pulling back the survivors. Hydralisks coming in, they're going to be reduced to gooey mush, unfortunately. There's no way they can stand up against that many, but Krazed's still going to pull away from Sean at this point. He's done the damage, he did what he came to do. So more Hydralisks pouring out onto the field. We're back up to, well, it's still a paltry amount. He's got 8 Hydras, still got that nice little surprise of Banelings waiting at the front door. 12 Marauders being finally constructed, 4 Hellions. So, pretty decent unit composition. It's just about time for some kind of a push to happen here. But it looks like they're just going to build up a little bit more. And I don't know. We've got a new queen being built, Zerg missile attacks 2 coming out, whole bunch of drones coming up to try and replace the ones that were lost. And if you take a look at the income, well, they're still relatively even. Not sure what happened up here at the main. There might have been something that oh, no. Looks like he just transferred a bunch of the SCVs down to the bottom. And the creep tumor is still extending that highway, trying to keep it nice and out of the way so it doesn't get shelled right off the bat, and it's time to go. Really cool thing about that creep highway, especially leading up to the base, is each one of these creep tumors gives our Zerg player some vision, so he knows this is coming. He knows it's coming, he knows where it's coming from. So that is going to help him out a whole lot. But it's time to make that push and wait for them. He's got the minefield selected. Good control winning, and there goes half of that Terran army right in one shot. And he is just going to melt away. I don't think there's going to be enough to take care of the entirety of the army, or the entirety of the base defense for Sean. So Krazed should probably pull back now, wisely loading up in the medevac, pulling back. And there's another 3 more medevacs making their way up, pretty much almost all fully loaded. And going to empty them out up at the high ground rich mineral expansion. So that is still grand total of 25 Marines, 4 Marauders still out there, 8 medevacs to keep them alive, so stimming up, and in we go. So the base defense is still reeling, taking down the static defenses, melting away the Zerglings before they can get in. Out go the other static defenses, and this should pretty much be game here. I don't think that, or nope, there's no standing army left for the Zerg player to deal with it. He didn't, Sean not even GGing out, so I guess he didn't realize that there was still a few more units stashed in the back. It was actually a beautiful move by Krazed, just to kind of fake him out a little bit, not throw the full force of the army at him. I mean, had he done that, he probably wouldn't have won, just because he lost so many units to that Baneling explosion. And it looks like Krazed is going to celebrate by just annihilating the rest of this base. So while he's blowing stuff up, I want to take this opportunity to say, if you have got a strategy, something funny, a custom game that you played that you want to put out there, just go ahead and send it in to dominion@siradio.fm. Don't forget to tune in Mondays, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I will weekly do a StarCraft show on there. We'll talk about news, any replays I happen to have recorded, any strategies that you guys send me, tips, anything like that. It's fair game. So, wow. Krazed really wants to make an impact here on the now brainless, controllerless Zerg players. Ain't no swarm in my backyard. So this is Pyroclasm. Do not forget to subscribe to the SI Radio YouTube channel. Do not forget to like this video, comment on it. Anything you like, anything you want to see, let me know, and I will work at getting it up. You know, Krazed, I'm actually starting to worry about you, man. You're kind of a violent dude. They're already dead. Just let them go in peace. Oh. And there we go. Absolutely nothing left. Well, nothing but the creep trimmers, but please don't take the time to clean all that up. Good man, finally stopping the game. So this is Pyroclasm for Split Infinity Radio. I will see you guys later.